everyone, and welcome to Inspirational Wednesday, a moment of hope, healing, and encouragement for your week. If you are new here, my name is Alicia, and every Wednesday I share a message from my heart. My hope is that something I say remind you that no matter what you are facing, you are not alone. Today's message is called Faith Over Fear. Fear is something every single one of us experience. It doesn't matter how confident someone looks on the outside. Behind the smiles, behind the accomplishment, behind the social media posts, many people are quietly fighting fear. Fear has a way of whispering into our minds. What if things don't work out? What if I fail? What if I never get through this? What if things never get better? Sometimes those thoughts become so loud that we begin to believe them. I know what that is like. After losing my brother, fear showed up in ways I never expected. Not just fear of losing someone else, but fear of the future. Fear of whether I would ever feel like myself again. Fear that life would always feel this heavy. When you are grieving or going through a difficult season, fear has a way of convincing you that this moment is your forever. But here is something I have been learning. Fear tell us stories that haven't happened, right? Fear tell a story that has not happened. It creates pictures in our mind, pictures of failure, pictures of loss, pictures of disappointment. And before we know it, we are living inside possibilities instead of reality. Have you ever noticed that? You start worrying about something that hasn't even happened, your heart races, your thoughts spiral, your body reacts as though the worst case scenario has already become real. I have done that more times than I can count. I have worried about tomorrow while forgetting that today still deserves to be lived. One thing I have realized is that fear wants us to stay still. It wants us to avoid taking chances, avoid making decisions, avoid stepping outside our comfort zone. Because staying where we are feel safer than moving into the unknown. But staying stuck isn't the same as being safe. Sometimes staying stuck keep us from becoming the person we are meant to grow into. Think about learning to ride a bicycle. Almost everyone is afraid they will fall. If we listen only to fear, none of us would ever let go of the training wheels. We learn by trying, sometimes by failing, then getting back up again. Life works the same way. Growth often begins on the other side of uncertainty. That doesn't mean fear disappears. It means we don't allow fear to make every decision for us. I have come to realize that courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is choosing to move forward even while fear is sitting beside you. Maybe you are afraid of starting that business you have been dreaming about. Maybe you are afraid to apply for the new job. Maybe you are afraid to leave a relationship that no longer bring you peace. Maybe you are afraid to begin healing because you're not sure who you'll become, who you'll become afterwards. Whatever your fear is, I want you to know something. Fear doesn't have to be the author of your story. You get to decide what chapter comes next. For me, creating this channel wasn't easy. There were moments when I questioned myself. I wondered, will anyone watch? Will, will my story matter? What if people judge me? Those thoughts were real. But I also realized something. If I allowed fear to make every decision, I would never have started. Right? So if I had allowed fear to make every decision for me, I would have never started this channel. And then I would never have the opportunity to connect with wonderful people like you. Sometimes the life we hope for is waiting on the other side of one brave decision. Not a giant leap, just one small step. One phone call, one application, one conversation, one walk, one new beginning. Fear often tells us to wait until we feel ready. But many times we don't become ready first. We become ready by taking the first step. One of my favorite reminders is this: you don't have to see the entire staircase to take the first step. Life unfolds one day at a time, one decision at a time, one moment at a time. So instead of asking yourself, what if everything goes wrong? Try asking, what if everything works out better than I imagine? What if this challenge helped me to grow? What if I'm stronger than I think? Changing the question doesn't erase fear, but it changes the direction of your thinking. It opens the door to possibility instead of limitations. As I have continued on my own healing journey, I have learned that peace doesn't come from knowing exactly what tomorrow will bring. Peace comes from believing that whatever tomorrow brings, I will find a way through it. Just like I found a way through yesterday and the day before that, and every difficult day I have already survived. If you're listening today and fear has been weighing heavy on your heart, I want to remind you of something. Look back at everything you already overcome. Everything, every challenge, every disappointment, every difficult season. You're still here. That doesn't mean it was easy. It means you're stronger than fear gives you credit for. Before I go, I want to leave you with this week's reminder: faith over fear. And I'll repeat it for you: faith over fear. Maybe write those words down, save them as your phone wallpaper, put them somewhere you'll see them this week. Because sometimes we all need a gentle reminder that fear doesn't get the final say. Thank you so much for spending these moments with me today. I truly appreciate you being here. If today's message encouraged you, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who may need this encouragement today. If you like this week's inspirational design on a t-shirt or another customized item, you'll find the details of my business, AR Desire Creations, in the description box. Until next Wednesday, Take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. Choose courage even in the smallest moments. And remember, fear may visit, but it doesn't have to stay. I'll see you the next week.